Hey, what's up, everybody? Man, I probably just blew out somebody's ears. Didn't even think of that. Woo!
Sorry. Hey, hi everyone.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
What's up, chat?
Yeah, so Andy Salisbury, Jared Gotcharabago. What's up, everybody? So everybody was saying, oh yeah, so we had a screensaver come up where the music was happening. That's what cut out the music.
I thought it was best to take the blame. I felt comfortable in that, but I can see you guys were also comfortable with that, so that's great.
Oh man. So
Where's Mike DePlatter? Where's Mark? Mark is around in the building, and as is DePlatter, but
yeah,
they're both stuck with me today.
Right. So today, actually, to give you guys a little feed-in, so what was happening and what the idea with today is that, well, we have a big, long 10-day trip that we have to do. We got to go out of town. We got to do some business stuff, and so we're not going to stream next week. But we are streaming now, and what I want to do is I want to kind of talk about how Shadow of Mordor's rune grinding works related to the whole Shadow of War's weapon grinding and armor grinding and gear grinding and that kind of thing. And we were like, hey, let's do it through Shadow of Mordor because it's a fun game. Mm-hmm. And that really is a lot of the reasoning why. Did Mike fire the beardless guy? No, FMA is still here and will likely be on stream again.
In fact, I'm following in his footsteps as best I can. I wanted to start today's stream with T because I saw how successful it was for him.
Oh, Caragor Rider. Jared needs to give some chest hair to Andy. I mean, I got enough for everybody. Can you see? Yeah, you can actually see that pretty.
Can you help me out up here? Is that a thing? Do you
I
feel comfortable
wonder.
with that?
I wonder. I mean, it's gonna be a little weird. But,
it's whatever.
All right. Anyway, let's go ahead and drop us in the corner.
Yes, indeed.
Drop the volume of this. So I'm going to be doing the sort of explanation process and jumping back in. Well, this guy's going to start off with the actually playing through process.
By the way, Mark, don't blow up my spot. This is T as far as chat's concerned, okay? Jeez.
Oh, man. So yeah, go ahead and hit play, and let's do an endless challenge, but make sure you're the correct skin.
Yes, that's right. Okay.
We have to have our professional clothes on.
I'm still a fan of the Lord of the Hunt, so I'm going to go ahead and dive on into that.
Oh, very good. So
down to our friend, the Endless Challenge.
All right, so let's give you guys a little explanation on how this kind of idea works. So in rune hunting, for level 25 runes specifically, or epic runes, you have to go against a war chief, a level 20 war chief specifically. You got to let them kill you once. You have to enrage or start a fear when you're trying to get them. And then the final one, I'm trying to remember the exact final one was. Mark them. Then you have to mark them. They have to be a target that you've marked. And be like, I'm going for you. And once you do all those things, you're able to get level 25 runes or epic runes, both of which have certain values and interesting things. So let's go ahead and start something like that. First, we need a worm. And once we get a worm, we'll start voting, actually. Go ahead and open up the army screen for us.
Oh, sorry about that. Let's hold on. I was right almost there, yeah.
Yeah, you're almost there. So go ahead to the war chiefs for us. So there are 5 war chiefs.
5. So
I'm going to set up a vote on which war chief we're going to figure out worm-wise. And so you have, and I mean, right now we know nothing about them, but you can tell us which ones you want, because, hey, it's fun to have interactivity. And let me bring that up and get that prepped. All right, so it's the same thing, exclamation mark, vote, and then a number.
Yep, let us know which
Polls
one
are
you
open.
guys are looking for, because I got to hunt down a worm.
He's got to hunt down a worm, yeah, so we're going to take the votes as he's doing that.
If I were a worm. Actually, if I were a worm, I know where I would be.
You can also hit your Wraith vision.
Yeah, I was poking around and trying to find one in there, but unfortunately had no luck.
Gotcha.
I know more than
Oh, Tally in Discord. Unfortunately, no.
All right, let's see here.
Not an endless challenge.
Where are these guys? Okay, I'm going to head over, actually, to one of the strongholds, I think.
One of the strong? Hey,
yeah.
do what you need. It's the Wraith vision is really important. Also, I think what would be fun is as you're playing, call out all the moments you try to do the new like double jumps and like sprint speeds.
When I was climbing that tower, I was tapping A instinctively, and it's just not working out.
Oh man! So remember, you need to find the worm first.
Indeed. I was just curious who he was.
Lord Equinox. The votes are for which war chief we're gonna get information on once this guy finds a worm, which would be really easy if he just went into the Wraith world. But he's still not going around.
I'm trying to get. See, I did my homework. I've been looking around.
Yeah. You know, I think most of the worms seem to show up out in like the world, not at strongholds.
Oh, that's so. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they saw me. Let's go ahead and start making our way out into the
Kaka
world.
the Unclean. Hell yeah, the Bloodworm. It's a good name. It's a good name. I'm gonna do a quick check to see how the vote polls are looking. I mean, we're just counting numbers now, but it seems that 3 is the preferred number.
You guys want to go for the guy in the central spot? I can understand that.
Yeah. Hey, you got a worm on your map.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness, you're right. Yeah, thank you.
I think he's above you.
Yep. Looks to be on the bridge.
Make sure to dominate as opposed to doing the brand. They're not the same thing. Or they're grab
you.
and then doop. I know we're still used to playing Shadow of War, which is slightly different button
It's
presses.
like slightly different muscle memory, yeah.
Seriously.
All right, let's go ahead and gain some intel.
Gain some intel. We're gonna close out the poll.
So you guys wanted number 3?
Number 3, yeah.
Thug maggot nest.
Okay, so we need to get this guy up to level 20. So how are you going to do so?
That is a good question. I think I'm gonna dismiss this guy and just send him off into the world. Who knows? He might come in handy again someday. I'm gonna first go ahead and just go up against this guy and see what he's got. Because if he kills me, that'll also help level him up.
Yes.
Which will be good. So, I didn't even mark his mission. Rookie mistake.
Rookie mistake.
Yeah, I hate to
Let's
see
see.
it.
Bawa, are you going to be answering Shadow War questions? Yes, we will be answering some Shadow War questions. I even have stuff about Shadow War I want to talk. It is, however, a significantly more laid back, let's have a good time kind of thing. Where at one point we'll probably do the whole weapon of choice and make this guy have to fight dudes without weapons.
You wouldn't.
Of course I would.
You wouldn't. You monster.
Alright, we see a bunch of people saying to send a death threat. Skinny Man sent our owns, Mammoth King. That is one of the ways to give this guy an initial level up. Totally true.
Totally. We can grab Kaka here and really quickly send one.
We could do that. There's actually, so death threat isn't always required and doesn't actually always work with war chiefs. So let's go ahead and try if you want to.
Yeah, definitely. Let's give it a go.
Actually, there's a worm. Go ahead and do the worm because that'll just be faster.
Even better, yeah.
Yeah. But,
There you are,
there he is, yeah. So once you do that, and we can do it. It doesn't always work on war chiefs, but it can be an easy way to level someone up quickly.
Kaka's right here. All right, we're gonna.
Can we dispatch a captain from the army menu? Says Aslar. No, you can't actually. You can't do so. Junson. Yes, death threat does increase the chance of epic runes, which isn't exactly what you want to do. Now, that's not saying that because if you want a level 25 rune, you actually don't necessarily want the epic to get in the way, because a level 25 rune can actually get in your way. Well, if you want to use this guy, you can.
We might.
Kaka the Unclean. Wow, look at those beautiful green eyes.
He's been ready for this moment. Look at this guy.
He's fluttering those lashes.
All right, we're gonna start off by hitting him right where it hurts, in the shoulder with a flaming sword. Let's do it twice. All right. Wow. All right.
Yeah, it's.
Nope. Oh, okay. All right. He's a vault breaker. All right. This is going from bad to worse. So I, in the interest of brevity, I'm gonna just go and try and send that death threat, or just go actually and fight him. Because if we're gonna do fighting, I want it to be against this war chief.
Yeah, that works. Go for it.
Sorry, chat.
Let's see. Can you have overlords fight other overlords in Shadow of War? Raw 1126. So, kinda. An overlord is a position, and an overlord stays in their position when you put them on top of a fortress. So it's not like they'll follow you around necessarily. I do think you can have an overlord be your bodyguard though.
I believe so.
Yeah, I haven't run into a problem with that where it's like, so you could, and assuming that you can summon your, because the thing is they're normal orcs, so you can actually have an overlord fight an overlord pre-being an overlord kind of thing, and they both become overlords. So because it's just in a location like a war chief fighting another war chief. Dave 32, did someone seriously guess the name of a random captain? I believe we actually saw that captain earlier. Good.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, sorry everyone.
Overlord on top. Oh yeah, this is Karagor rider. Well, if he's riding a Karagor, he would be on top, huh? Why do some orcs perform Talion executions? Kurinamins. What do you mean? That's an interesting question.
That's an interesting question.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of orcs like executing Talion.
Yes, a lot of orcs do like executing
Really
Talion.
into that. Speaking of.
More taken out. Let's see, can orcs bulk up? Well, if leveling up and increasing their power, so I guess technically. I mean, they're not gonna get swole at the gym, but the gym is battle for orcs.
There he is.
I like that you're just doing this.
Yeah, I figured I'd just go ahead and find as many supporters as I could.
This is a fun way to do it, for sure. Can captains dismember scar each other? You know, captains have special executions that they do against either other orcs or other captains. I haven't seen, like an action, like cutting someone into pieces from two captains fighting each other. I actually don't know on that one for sure. I haven't seen it yet, but it's not saying it's not possible. Currently, we have the Lord of the Hunt skin on. Was the one. Blank J, what is your favorite Shadow of War tribe and why? I'm partial to the Mystic tribe, I think,
Yeah.
personally. I love their, they have a lot of cool things. Like the Necromancy is really cool, the ability to, like, do a Shadow Strike of your own. Ooh, they all have green eyes.
Just gonna get lost in them.
No, totally. So yeah, all right, so for you guys to know, if Andy was to die here, that's good. We actually want to level this guy up. And so, because this guy needs to be level 20 before we can take him out. Once we have this fight, that'll level him up a bit. Once we have, you know, and we just kind of fight with him a couple more times, that'll get him there. Luckily, all Andy has to do is get killed by him once to actually be part of the mission as well.
Although he does have his bodyguard, so I'm gonna I have to make sure that they don't get the killing blow on me.
Well, it's okay right now. I mean, you have basically 4 moments to have it happen that way, assuming he doesn't level up at some other way.
Ah, dang. I was hoping that he would just miraculously be weak or something.
Fingers crossed, eh?
Our master isn't to be trifled with. We'll take you to pieces and leave you for the grog.
Big D money, get lost in their grog-colored eyes. Oh, it's so beautiful, and I agree with that.
What someone with my
It's
imagination
so pretty,
could do with
so
that
wonderful
power.
to see.
Let me see if I can rip it out of you.
Wow.
It's ambitious.
Indeed. Can overlords have beasts in their throne rooms? Mr. Zombie 99? Yeah, if they're Caragor riders, they can have a beast in the throne room with them. Yeah, they sleep, actually. They're like they're pet cat kind of look. Use Captain to Death Threat War Chief. Benno, all right. Benno
All
Rich.
of these guys are invulnerable to ranged.
Oh, well, good luck. Use a lot of, is it called Elven Light in here, or is it Elven Wrath?
I think it's Elven Wrath in here,
Elven
if I
Wrath
remember
in here?
correctly.
Okay. So Elven Light is Shadow Mordor's, or Shadow War's big when you punch the ground. You have an exploding barrel thing right next to you too.
I do. Good call. Thank you. All right,
Do you have any
everyone,
arrows left?
over here. Shoot.
You just, if you die real quick, that's fine.
Yeah, that's true. Although I just realized too, with Endless Talent, it says die no more. Well, whatever. We can die as many times as we want. I
Yeah,
suppose.
it's
Yeah.
we're going for runes right now, so it doesn't have to be in any particular way. What is the most coolest non-spoiler Fort Assault you remember doing so far in Shadow of War? A's Live. So, I think it was, we talked about it last stream, was when we went up against the Harry. It was an Olog who looked like the Beast from X-Men. He was big, hairy dude, covered in blue fur. It was awesome. Absolute joy to fight that guy.
Man, I got into a bad situation here.
That you did. There's been a couple moments where it's like, I think one of them was when I was all excited because I was playing it, and an Olog ripped off the head of a captain that I had, and I for a moment thought he was my captain ripping off the head of an enemy captain. But it was actually the other way around, and I was upset. Gravewalker 86, what happens if the Overlord position, if it's empty? So,
I'm gonna let him. I'm gonna let him because we want him to level up.
yeah, you want him to level up?
Thank you, Mr.
Is that
War Chief.
the guy you're actually supposed to kill?
Miraculously, yes.
Oh, perfect. So there you have your revenge target.
I know. It's
Already
really
set up.
As I was trying to run away, he just happened to be the guy that stabbed me, and I was like, that actually kind of worked out how I wanted.
Perfect. So we only got 1 level up, interestingly.
All right.
So you might want to take out some of his war chiefs, but I think you'll do okay.
Yeah, although I would admittedly like to take out a couple of his bodyguards, because these guys were not messing
his
around.
bodyguards, yeah.
When I went to shoot each one in the head with an arrow and it just bounced off, I was like, come on.
Maybe more worms. Maybe you
Yeah.
need some worms to do that.
Yeah, we gotta get some intel.
Yeah. But anyway, so for the rune gathering, you want to have the setup where you get killed once, because now he's an avenge target. He needs to be level 20, so he's got 3 more level ups than we need to do. Luckily, we can just fight and keep getting killed, and that'll solve that problem.
Certainly.
So doing that a few times would cause that, and then we'll mark them, and then we'll, have the mission, and we'll make sure we have a fear go off, and we also have the information we need. So we're almost set. The next thing is the next 3 levels of getting the guy to level up.
This guy I remember being particularly difficult to take down, so I'm actually going to see if I can go after him and thin out the crowd a little bit, but also see if I can flip him to get him on our side.
I think
Or just send a death threat with him, actually. That'd probably be pretty good as well.
that would be a good way to do that. Yeah, because you'd get him on your side that way.
Yeah.
I would set it up, I guess. Yeah, set it how you feel.
What are you thinking? Tell me. This is a discussion. I want to hear what's on
It
your
is
mind.
a discussion. All right, actually, chat, you're gonna help us in this one.
Yes.
So, should Andy go after that dude that he was just referring to? So basically, thin the rank. So I'm gonna call it thin, or should he just go back after War Chief again? We're gonna open it up, and you guys will have the opportunity to say, should he go thin, get that guy on our side, and then go after him for the rune, or should we have the War Chief just go after it again? Poll's open. Feel free to do as you want. Let's see. Can Uruks trim their beards? Like become Olrock the Hairy or like the neatly Balrog at some point in Shadow of War? Dying in the light. What a wonderful question. I believe most Ukbooks, I wanted to call them Uruks. Most Uruks have their own hairstyle and they stick with it more or less through the entire way. I mean, you might be able to get this guy to join you and then just like help thin the ranks that way.
I was hoping to, actually.
Yeah.
When I saw an Archer captain, I was like, this guy could be very useful. Oh, yeah, down. Oh, actually. You should be my first victim. You
Let's
also...
see. We got people making their votes. More than one tribe per reason. John Crichton666, yes. So, like, a tribe is like a class of orc in a way, but we also have classes of orc. But the idea is like these are cultures. I think one of my favorite descriptors was from Michael the Platter, that it's like a house from Game of Thrones, where the idea is that you are going to have a certain style, behavior, accent, and that kind of thing as the orc that you are. Do the death threat now.
Let's do it.
All right, so we're gonna see if we can do the death threat on the guy.
The one that we have marked right now, or the war chief?
War
actually?
chief.
Cool.
Oh yeah, you use a captain to do it.
Off he goes.
Hey!
Level 20. Okay.
Level 20.
Protected by gang. Okay.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, that'll be fine. So we have any... Okay, here we go. Now we're talking.
You also have to make sure that you burn them.
Mm-hmm.
Or one thing related to this too. So you don't always want to do death threat because it gives you a higher chances of epic rune, and leveled runes are really good too because you have like a base 25% for most runes, or how it goes, and then it also adds the levels percentage. So you could have like a level, like 50% of the time that you shoot a guy in the head, you get health back, which is pretty damn good.
That's actually too. So have we figured out whether or not we're gonna thin the ranks for this guy, or?
Oh, let me check the voting.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where chat ended up on that because
Yeah,
I've got him
yeah.
in my sights, but I want to know if I should pull the trigger.
All right. Thin. They
Thin.
want you to
Okay.
Thin
Thank
up.
you. Thank you,
You're
chat.
so happy.
Usually chat's very unforgiving when it comes to helping Andy out in Shadow of Mordor. So this is excellent. They're being excellent to me today.
Be excellent to each other. How nice.
Hey man, wouldn't it be weird if you came over here?
All right, so I got a little bit of discussion. So now that we're filling in a little bit of what it's like to do actual hunting for runes in Shadow of Mordor, let's talk about hunting for gear in Shadow of War. We have a lot of questions though, so let me answer a couple of those and I'll jump in that. Can Uruks have depression, as Cortez178? I mean, they can be bummed out, and actually that can cause them to betray you, interestingly, but it depends on what you do. Favorite way to kill an orc? Probably with another orc. My personal favorite way. Let's see. Didn't he have Hate of Bodyguard Suffering go off already? Stormarm, that wasn't him. That was actually another one of his bodyguards who Hate of Master Suffering, is what you saw. Can I talk about endgame, like repeatable stuff you can do when you're done with the story? Oh, Crimp 1, I see what you mean. Not yet. We can't really talk about like an elder story kind of thing. But stay tuned. We're gonna have more conversations about things like that. We want blood, says Grey Nick. Ooh, I love your Cthulhu. That's awesome. Let's see, can you... Will camera mode be in Shadow of War or release or added later? Seth Blood Moon. Can't talk about it right now. Good question though, not a bad one. Let's see. I know we're talking about how many regions there are, but can I have a region for each different tribe? Demammoth King. That's a great way to try to get me to tell you how many regions there are. We've talked about 5 so far, and there are 7. Oh, you cut his head off.
Got him.
Then in the ranks, man.
Yep.
So we've talked about, there are 7 tribes, and we've talked about 5 regions. So I can't tell you yes or no on that one yet. Well, your war chiefs or overlords roam freely around your controlled fortress. Black Star 007. I don't, like your overlord stays in the throne room. And for war chiefs, you actually do, like, I don't think that they do walk around. Oh, cool, he just shows up. You don't have to
Wow, yeah.
anymore.
With one less bodyguard.
One less bodyguard, man. All right, remember, you have to activate one of his fears or,
Yep.
like, enrages to have
And it
that
was
happen.
fire is the one we were going to try and go for, right?
Chuck, I don't recall.
That's actually into the friendly neighborhood Wraith world.
Let me get the right one. You can also just go in the army screen. All right.
Hate of Burns.
Hate of Burns, and all right. So he hates burns. Cool. So you have to light him on fire in some way.
I think I can make that happen.
Cool.
I feel pretty resourceful.
Let's see, Dave 326. So that balance with Talion isn't exactly the same.
That's right. Okay.
Isn't exactly this. That's funny.
I know. Yeah. You
Isn't
should see
this-
where I was going.
Yeah, indeed, man. You were like, oh, I'm gonna burn. Oops. Yeah, but the way that balances now is different than it was in Shadow of War. Is what I'll say with that. Can overlords betray you? MZombie99? Yeah. Overlords are normal orcs, but the thing is like, it would be really hard because making someone an overlord is like the nicest thing you can do for them. So it's like, it's technically possible, but it's hard to have that happen. I mean, let's say if a guy was called the Betrayer or the Traitor or something, make him an overlord and see what happens. Let's see.
These guys have a way of wearing their hearts on their sleeves.
You want to light him on fire when he's raining, says Lord Equinox. I mean, it's doable. So let's actually talk a little bit about Shadow of War grinding for items. While we have this guy giving us the action in the background. All right, so
Doing my best.
I mean, once you kill him, you're good. So if you just, elven your way through.
Got a death wish, have you? You'll get your
So
wish if you
now,
try
similarly
get
to,
through
By the way, he's going to be the first to die.
Is
I'm
he?
calling it right now.
oh, first to die. He's got another.
I'm going to
big
Babe Ruth it.
one. Ooh.
actually-
Oh, is he an executions guy? Dude,
Good start. It's a good start.
remember if you get your hit point up, you can eventually do the combat brand and
True.
actually make him on your side.
That could be useful.
And now is the moment.
You're no match for my master, especially while I'm here.
When you talk about pre-order bonuses, be talking the near for closer to the release date. Valerius, closer to the release date.
Okay.
Wrong guy. Dude.
Wrong guy.
There you go.
And no, okay.
Oh, that's
He's not having it. Well,
he is the first to die
he
though.
is. Yeah, that works out. Either way.
If you don't defend your fortress, will it defend itself or does it automatically lose? Caragor Rider, it defends itself. You put defenses in it, it will defend itself. Let's see. I want to talk about the gear and stuff a little bit. We keep getting sidetracked, so I'm actually going to lower the volume a little bit.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Just to make sure it doesn't go over.
We're in a
the
very
mic.
small room, chat.
Right. Let's see. Wow.
I'm wrecking these guys. What is
Jeez.
up?
So in Shadow of War, orcs are harder. Just
Yes.
I put it very basic. Orcs are actually pretty tough in Shadow of War.
I will attest to that.
So, and we're definitely not OP right now. So, anyway, so when you're fighting a captain of some kind, the level of item that they give you is dependent on your level differences from them. So if you're a level 20 and they're a level 20, you'll get a level 20. Like, oh, beautiful.
This, by the way, this exact animation series has a very deep place in my heart because if you go back and watch the very first Shadow of Mordor gameplay reveal,
Yeah.
that's actually the one that's used to kill Orthog in the very, very end of it.
Aw.
And so whenever I see it, I'm always like, hey, I remember that. Oh, we got epic.
We got an epic one.
We got an epic.
There you go. So let's see which what we got from that. Combat finishers recharge.
Oh, wow, yeah. Sorry, I was trying to...
It's one of these two epics.
I
Let's
don't
see.
think it was Burning Pitch. I think it was this one. The Blade of Gondolin.
Ah, double number right. Actually, go back 2 to the left. 50% taken on counter. That's awesome.
Oh my god. That's actually really cool.
That's a really cool one.
See, this is the one place I actually don't think I dug in enough on Shadow of Mordor was
Yeah.
I got I got the runes that I just remember liking the most and I was like, yeah, the rest of
And
them are
not
fine.
actually like grinding for runes.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna mill you into Mirian now.
I mean, that works, man.
Okay, well we want to go with an epic.
Yeah. So we
not
got
too
an
bad.
epic. Let's say 1, 2, 4, and 5 are our next choices for the people that we would be grinding.
Yes, let's hunt them
But
down.
that one actually will also set up an option where you might not get to use something, but you'll have to be able to use enough to be able to take them out. So just so you guys are aware, we're gonna set up another vote so we can choose who.
11, 4, and 5, sorry.
1, 2. Oh crud! I can't count today. 5 dash. God. All right.
Chat, I will say, typing with a keyboard resting in your lap is not as easy as Jared makes it look.
One way to put
Which
it.
is which I now realize sounded way more backhanded than I thought it would. I apologize.
Go ahead and find another worm though.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. Actually.
And then also, I'll be the one going after this. Once I finally get this, unless it takes forever for me to get out the whole discussion. But now that people are voting, I get to talk about the gear. So your level 20 Uruk, level 20 you, level 20 gear, right? Now, if you're gonna do things like setting up an avenge target, so they've killed you once, a death threat. Or if you mark all the similar things to Shadow of War, you can increase the rarity. Important part, the rarity potential of that weapon that you get. Not the level though. Level is dependent entirely on your level and the difference. Now if it's a level 30 Uruk and you're like level 4 Talion, then in that case you would actually have an increased chance in like rarity as well as increased in level. You'd have both. Jesus.
That was just for me.
I see. So you'd have an increase in both. So in a similar, oh, that was really funny. Poor guy. So it's kind of like this setup where here, killing a higher level guy increases the power of the rune, but now it's also dependent on, in Shadow of War, dependent on your level as well. So like a level 20 Uruk and a level 40 Talion will decrease the potential level of the weapon that you get. So, all right, let me check the votes and where they are. There's more to discuss on that too.
That was a normal Karagor. I was like, did we just get ambushed by a dire Karagor? That would be like the statistic chance of that, if I remember correctly, is low.
Wow, it's actually pretty through the middle.
Really?
It's 1 at 34. So you guys, 1 is pretty close and 2 is pretty close to that.
Actually, let's just go ahead and get rid of you. I don't want you to end up killing this worm. Sorry, Mr. Karagor. All right, let's see what number 1's all about.
All right.
After we actually quickly get rid of this worm's buddies.
Is Kamel. Can you choose to stay low level? No, you gain level as you move up. It's actually always nice to increase levels because then you just fight stronger orcs, and those stronger orcs have stronger weapons and higher epics and legendaries and rares and that kind of thing. So gaining intel at number 1 seemed to be the decision.
Number, Crosh Hot Tongs.
Hot Tongs.
Can that be my name?
Crosh
Hot Tongs.
What level is this individual?
He is a strong level 18.
Strong level 18.
So death threat and a death will help.
Yep. I mean, so 1 death will do it, and then that'll work.
And you get to bring a Graug along.
Hate of Graugs. Ooh, that's the only hate that this guy has. God damn it. All right. I'm gonna do a switch now. So I'm gonna be the one playing, and this individual is gonna be the one answering some questions.
Gladly, yes. The dead Karakorgi. I'm sorry, chat.
Jeez. All right, so where do Graugs like normally show up again?
They have a way of roaming around, at least in my experience, kind of closer to the actual Black Gate, kind of in those big, more open plains. But I know that they're a bit easier to find in Nirn, if I remember correctly.
All right, well, I'm going to mark this guy, and I'm going to go after him.
Do Ologs have their own unique classes, traits, tribes, etc., any of that sort? Tribes and traits, I think they share amongst the other Uruks, but they have a lot of, let's just say that there's certain roles that only an Olog can play.
Right. I mean, it's actually, as far as traits, there are some things like the super strength, like the battering ram thing.
Very true.
Like that's an Olog thing. So that one is one that shows up just from them. I marked him. Oh, Axis mark.
Could you beat the highest level fortress at the start of the game? I know that there's obviously progression as you move through to the different regions, certainly, but if it were just a question of your strength at the beginning of the game versus the strength of the hardest fortress at the beginning of the game, you wouldn't stand a chance.
I mean, you could technically try.
It would probably take you a long time if you did, certainly, but the fortress assaults are no joke. Like spending extra time actually building up your own followers as well and making sure that you have like all the right equipment coming into the fight, making sure that you have your goblin sappers or your siege beasts or whatever it is you want to actually bring along, really makes a big difference. At least for me. Don't you wish you could summon Graugs? Don't we all? I wish I could summon a Graug in real life.
Hey, Kaka the Unclean's still alive.
Hey, all right. Good for Kaka.
Good for Kaka.
He really pulled it out there.
I always like doing fast travel with moving time forward. I mean, because it's like in stuff like this, it really is fun to see the fact that the game moves forward without you. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's just one of the greatest parts. I'm the wrong skin. Oh well.
You know what? Beastmaster Talion's still pretty cool.
He is.
Although Lothariel has a way of kicking a lot of ass each time she decides to set foot in Mordor.
This is also the most hairy of characters, so we've had this discussion. Sergeant Ryder 41, what's your favorite feature of Shadow of War?
That is a tough one to actually. Can I say the Nemesis system without it being a cop-out?
It's a little bit of a cop-out, but it's not terrible. But like, what asset of the Nemesis system?
I mean, it's I think the thing for me at least, like to not just focus on being like, yeah, of course we have fortresses, which you guys obviously know pretty well at this point, is just the added flexibility it provided. You know, like basically in the way that we've expanded it, it's been described to me as a lot of small pieces that then they just kind of play together on their own instead of being too overly scripted or too overly designed or anything like that. They create a lot of smaller pieces that just kind of create this web of intricacies. And so just the sheer number of ways that the team has expanded it to make it more difficult or to make these guys way more individualistic.
Punish you good for
You're
giving
giving
me
him
a
a hassle,
hassle.
man. He's gonna punish you for that.
He's the uncatchable.
He is the uncatchable, and he's coming out and trying to hunt you down deliberately. Oh wait, there he is. No.
I gotta burn these guys. There
But
we go.
I will say that the combat is just so much more satisfying now. Like gearing out your character and actually choosing the talents that you want to bring with you into battle, and then choosing kind of in a lot of the same ways, like the different augments and upgrades that you want to put with your followers going into a big fortress assault. Is really fun because they can make a significant difference. Like I think Matt last week did a much better job of describing that than I probably could. How long does an average fortress assault take? That's a good question. Like I've never had one, I guess, be
So
less than.
it depends on what you call average,
True.
too, because it's like it depends on what you did to prepare yourself for that fortress assault as well.
And also the level of the fortress as well. How many war chiefs are there helping bolster the defenses?
I just tried to do a Shadow of War move.
Did you really?
Yeah.
This is all too much bother.
It's we haven't talked about that ability yet, but I just tried to do it.
For the uncatchable, he's not doing a great job.
Do I get him?
Yeah.
Have I caught him? Damn it! I didn't catch him.
No, you were going
Someone
in
else got me.
Last chance.
That's
Alright,
okay.
Well, the Orc War Chiefs you branded in Shadow of War. Yeah, we've got nothing, unfortunately. No news or anything along those lines. Waldiro won. Sorry, just so you know who's question I'm answering with a I'm sorry, we don't have any answer for that question. What are the chances Uruk could actually beat No Log in a duel? Pretty good, honestly. Like, when it comes right down to it, when these guys are in an arena, their size is certainly an advantage in a lot of ways. But I think something that we actually got familiar with even here in Shadow of War is just how crafty these guys can really be.
Yes.
Obviously not our friend the Uncatchable. Was it Prack the Uncatchable?
Prack, yeah.
Yeah. He's not doing a great job of making that work, but they're an inventive group, and killing an O-Log is not something I've seen a lot of orcs struggle with. They work alongside each other very well, though, I will say.
So actually, in relation to that, a level is really important in this too. So like level as well as class, kind of like so different classes are stronger against different groups. Is another bit of that.
Yeah, certainly.
All right, so I didn't want to get that. I needed to burn more people.
Shadow of War, can we make our army only O-Logs?
Yeah.
I mean, definitely all your followers, rather, all your captains and war chiefs that you're taking with you along to the fight. I know that you can definitely also provide them with like an O-Log gang or something, but I think there would still be a degree of the grunts running around in the world.
Oh,
helping you
yeah,
out
like in
that
the assault. Yes.
Totally.
Okay. Actually, in the assault specifically, yeah, it's like that is. We haven't talked. Sorry, I gave
Oh
you
no,
guys
sorry. I was laughing too because Talion Discord is saying I look like Walter White, which is kind of cool.
Oh,
Usually I get One Punch Man, but I can totally live with Walter White. One Punch Man, I'm always happy to get.
One Punch Man.
I'm so happy to get
not
that.
a bad one at
Yeah,
all.
I can live with that. Do you usually get it like if someone's like, you look just like?
I get sometimes people will sometimes be like, you look like an actor, and I'm like, which one? They're like, I don't know, and I'm like, that's nice, I guess. Like
In Jared Rabago the movie, who plays Jared Rabago?
I don't know who plays Jared Rabago.
Could it be Italian?
I'm actually kind of annoyed that nobody's. It's hard to light people on fire. I want to like use some more Shadow of Warsy stuff. Uh oh.
We just made a new captain.
Sorry, everybody. I was.
Captain.
Oh, good for you.
Hey, thanks. You're welcome, Altha.
I'm sorry, guys. The burning thing was actually a little bit tough. Oh, look, he's power 2 now.
Aw. He's making his way up.
You should get a big bump now. Oh no, never mind.
He just wants to be a captain. That actually, too, I think is the lowest level that a captain can
Oh.
actually. No!
Our one guy.
The one thing I was attached to in Mordor. Can you use Glamtring? That's not our sword to use, unfortunately.
Mitchell Saab. There's actually one patch is supposed to. They're talking about the next season comes out sometime next year.
For what? Oh,
One Punch, yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's gonna be awesome because it's fun because like that to me is the anime that I tell people that don't watch anime to watch if they're like
It's a good intro anime.
it's so much fun. And so it was actually interesting because when I was watching it the first time, when people just described it to me, I was like, yeah, of course, this is going to be one of those shows with like 11 seasons. And I was like, there's just one? But I just fell in love with it.
Oh yeah, it's a goodie. It's definitely a goodie.
It is the power to hunt the followers.
All right, so let's see. Not Bright Eyes.
When the AI attacks one of your forts, does an enemy captain have to beat your overlord in a showdown in order to win? I mean, I guess the Fortress Assault overall is just kind of one huge interaction, really, when it comes right down to it. Like, when an enemy force comes up and attacks a fortress that you control, if you're not there, you really got to put a lot of trust in the War Chiefs and Overlords that you put there. Both their defenses and being able to actually conquer the dudes that are coming into the fortress, because attacking forces rarely make it easy on you. But also, too, the Overlords, you know, in the same way that you have a chance of coming across the Overlord and fighting him when you're attacking a fort, kind of the same thing.
Trying to jump over stuff so I get the boosts.
It's like I'm sitting there, I'm like, but I'm gonna run faster.
Yeah. So there's that sprint ability that you can use focus to get an extra sprint in Shadow of War, and we have to burn people again. Okay, I'm gonna be more careful, more focused this time.
What makes a warmonger tribe unique?
They're warmongering.
They are very focused on basically building Sauron's war machine in every single way. Their individualistic, you know, personality traits or their combat styles. There's really a lot of options when it comes right down to every little thing that makes a tribe different. But with the exception of the warmongers, if you are in an area where the warmongers have the fortress, you're going to see more roaming war parties. You're going to see a lot more activity when it comes to military strength. Really, like people building up their siege beasts, whatever the case is. So whenever you're in a region where there's a tribe running or ruling over it, rather, there's a lot of very key differences, both in the region, but also in the guys actually that belong to the tribe. Can a normal Orc Overlord be just as good as an Olaf Overlord? I will answer this with my own personal experience. I've never fought an Orc Overlord that's made it easier on me than an Olaf has. Those guys, like, again, like, them I think building out their own, I think, personal boss's lair. Their personal keep is a really good way to think of it.
It's very much like level dependent kind of thing too, right? It's like mixes of what they have skill wise. Hot Tongs. So Hot Tongs has to kill me. I'm actually supposed to die. But this is a good opportunity to kind of like mess around, because we still need a Graug to be able to do the perfect like event with him. So Hot Tongs. Oh, he's a horn guy. So damage by explosions, invulnerable to range.
This invulnerable to ranged thing catching on
Pretty
board
common, yeah.
Cooking flesh.
Look, he has a hot tongue.
You over one of these bloody fires.
He's really got it all figured out.
Yeah.
He's got 3 bodyguards too.
Well, he's running out alone, which is really useful.
He didn't for a Hot Tongs guy. He's having a lot of trouble here.
Yeah. All right, let me just
give him an old stab. There we go.
Yeah, honestly though, I'm not supposed to defeat him. I'm supposed to let him kill me, which is hard to like. It's a weird thought.
Uruk's Hollow, by the way, the probably most well-versed person in Shadow of Mordor in the entire world, if I had to guess, is mentioning that we cannot bring a Graug, we have to terrify him. So we have to find a way to terrify him, I think.
Wait, we can't bring a Graug.
I guess that's true, because we couldn't find a Graug and then bring it to the mission start point. It would disappear at that point because time passes.
You know, interestingly, there isn't.
We may have to choose another war chief. This guy might just have to be a lamb to the slaughter.
Hold on. I have an idea. So you guys, like, we're talking. If maybe he'll just come on a. All right, a simple walk through Mordor, everybody. Let's go.
Is that Mr. Tea Party? How big can we build our army? You can, like, if you can find them and dominate them, then they're on your team. Basically, anyone in the region is anyone you can dominate. Frankly, you know, there's always going to be a lot of churn in Mordor. Certainly, the war machine is always moving, so there's always going to be new captains trying to make a name for themselves, make their way into the hierarchy. But you can dominate everyone if you want to.
Actually, I think this might be an opportunity to. Can you reach the keyboard and set up another potential vote option?
Yes, absolutely.
Because it's I guess the question is, do we walk this guy to a Graug?
All right, we are going to do a new poll option. We're going to do walk and kill.
Right.
Walk, choosing we're just going to go ahead and walk around the region and see if we can track down a Graug. Or kill, meaning that we just go ahead and put this guy down and move along to another one that we can go ahead and try and harvest a bigger rune from. The polls are now open.
So I saw a question which was, can orcs hold grudges if you cut off their limbs in Shadow of War? Yeah.
Oh, yes.
They'll be like, you took my arm, I'll take your life.
That would probably make me pretty upset too.
Yeah.
If someone shot my arm off, I can see why that would rub me in the wrong direction.
I guess so.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Let's thin this a little bit, and then once the crowd makes their decision on what we should do, we'll have an idea.
Wow, chat so far overwhelmingly wants to see if we can track down a Graug for this guy.
Okay, so first I still need to die to this guy. So let me thin the crowd a bit. Nope, wrong guy to high five in the face. Oh, but look, we just branded everybody because of the 15% brand chance thing. Look at all the people who just got branded.
You have got some mass branding going on.
Everybody, come and help me fight.
Oh, I thought you dispatched all of them.
And blew up all their heads.
And I was like, Jared, that's just cool.
No, I did up on the directional pad, not down.
Is Nathan Grigg writing the soundtrack again for Shadow of War? Yes, of course. We feel lucky to have someone as talented as Grigg around here.
Those are getting pretty close.
So disappointing. Sorry, Shackstar. We'll have more information for you guys soon, but we wanted to make sure that we, at the very least, put ourselves available to you guys to have a conversation. And plus, if we can get an excuse to play Shadow of Mordor on a Friday afternoon.
Uh-oh. Well, sorry, guys.
Oh, no. Jared tried. I was watching him intently.
I wasn't killing him. Everybody else did it.
All right, we're going to close this one out.
Go on.
Yeah, so I'm just going to grab a worm and grab him real quick.
All right, we have, I think, what is it, 2, 3, and 4 are the remaining war chiefs? If I remember correctly?
We can do that, or I can, hold on, let me just...
Oh, actually, yeah.
Grab that guy in the butt real quick.
It's like, we're trying to pin him, but we're just going to shoot an ethereal arrow into his butt instead.
You know, it's the little things. Chat wanted a field trip. I'm sorry.
You know, I got to say, Udun is really, really pretty this time of year, so I certainly can't blame him.
It's a very pretty one, that's for sure. Quick grab.
All right, Monolith Mark, can you leap over no log high? Some of them you can leap over. Others don't take so kindly to it. Also, too, you can slide between their legs, which is a very, very powerful tool to have.
All right, so we're gonna use this guy to set up a death threat real quick because you also get intel when you do that.
You get intel when you do that.
So we're gonna do a quick.
Interesting.
I'm just gonna do it real quick.
Yeah, let's go ahead and find someone.
Lorg the Drunk. It's who we choose
Lorg the
anyway.
Drunk.
And he's already level 20, so he's got to kill us once.
Lorg the Drunk is my spirit animal, man. Look at that guy.
Spirit animal.
If I had a helmet, I'd be obviously wearing an endless queue.
Oh, it'd be awesome.
Can Olog High have other Ologs in their gang if they have the gang member trait? Yep.
Yeah.
How many
Sucks.
spy captains can you put in a region? Yeah, I think when it comes to a spy, it's important to remember that that's actually someone that you're putting into the enemy fortress. So when you actually see like the hierarchy in Shadow of War, kind of similar to Shadow of Mordor, the captains down on the bottom are just kind of representative of the power currently in that area, just whether they be on the Bright Lord's team or the Dark Lord's team. But then, kind of how we have the war chiefs in Shadow of Mordor, in Shadow of War, that kind of represents the folks that are actually present in the stronghold. And so, I totally forgot the question as I was saying it. That's right.
Spies.
Spies. Yes, that's right. Thank you. I read another one that I thought was the one that I read initially, so my mistake. So you can, if you're able to, you can certainly outfit every single position, every single enemy warlord with a spy. But there's also a chance they might be looking out for that kind of thing. So nothing is a given in Mordor. I think it's the important thing to remember.
I like it. I think what's also kind of funny is we've like done some pretty horrible stuff to our arena, or excuse me, our army screen.
That's true. Yeah, I was noticing it was a little empty. Actually, you know, well, let's go ahead and hunt this guy down. I was going to say you can go ahead and grab your Lothariel skin, but we're also deep into the middle of the hunt.
Yeah, no worries. Let me just make some friends real quick.
Yeah.
Shadow mounting.
You know, and two, being the test of the wild, or pardon me, the I'm trying to
Wild
remember
hunt.
Thank you.
Good
The wild hunt tally. I was like, test of the wild. No, that's one of them, but that's not the thing I'm talking about.
Excuse me. Ow!
He's not having this.
I'll just calmly leave. Oh man, the fast climb is so nice, and honestly, I miss it.
Gotcha, 12. What's a spy captain? So kind of in the same way, like when you imagine a war chief in Shadow of Mordor, for example, when they've got their bodyguards, if one of their bodyguards is actually on your team, and you can go ahead and kind of call them out in the middle of battle, or when that war chief comes out, he's got one of your guys in his ranks, and you just go ahead and activate him like a sleeper agent, it's kind of the same principle.
Mm-hmm.
Make Jared not be allowed to use his sword as punishment for killing the last war chief.
Set up a vote. Set up a vote.
Let's
What am I
see.
not allowed to use?
Let's see. All right. I'm very interested in this. Let's do.
What am I not allowed to use?
We are going to say sword, bow, and dagger. Chat, it's in your hands. Someone brought it up, so we're going to go ahead and see exactly how difficult they want to make it on you.
Turns out a death threat doesn't get you intel. So while you guys are doing that,
it doesn't. Yeah, we'll get
no, but it totally has in my experience. Maybe not on a war chief though. All right. Well, I see a dude I can go chat with.
By the way, J Shadow 9 is a fan of your shoes.
Oh, thank you. They're Sperry's. My dad got them for me. You know, he had a pair himself, and I was like, those are good-looking shoes. And he's like, I don't want them getting Jared.
He's like, I know, son.
They're the best shoes, son.
Sword seems to be winning overwhelmingly, both looking at Woobot and seeing what chat's got going on right now. So
I don't want to.
I think it was Sazak that initially suggested sword, so I think he's gonna get his wish.
Oh man.
Save time.
So I'm just let me get this dude real quick like. You in the back, in the butt. All right. Nope. Okay. All right. Hold on.
There's a lot of talk of mutiny in the chat.
A lot of talk of mutiny.
Curious about an overlord's ability to throw a mutiny.
You know, it is possible. It's just the thing is like giving an overlord power is one of the things that makes them less likely to commit mutiny. It is doable. It's just less likely.
Yeah. Let's just say it's happened. Shadow Strike kill uses the sword, says Luke Zaz.
That's true.
It's true. All right, so we're gonna go ahead, do one last refresh, and close this poll out. Sword with a staggering 74.2%.
Sword with this. All right, so I'm gonna just for now get the worm. Okay.
Just for now. The sword is, you can't use the sword only when fighting the war chief. What
All
about
right.
if he has bodyguards around? How do you feel about that?
Well, let's see what they have first.
Okay.
Let's give it a shot.
That's fair.
So, just gotta.
If you brand an ice Graug and go to a different region, can you still summon them? So summoning a Graug actually I think is, don't you summon a base Graug with the actual ability you
I
can
believe
unlock?
you summon a base Graug.
Yeah, and so I think if you actually find a Dominate in Ice Graug, he'll just be present in that region. It's just he'll be far more friendly to you than you're used to.
Oops, I did this wrong.
What's the Dark Tribe about? I will say when it comes to tribe specifics, we have a lot more information coming.
Oh, it's a no chance guy.
It is.
Killing you is
Zog the Chunky.
Thanks, Zog. I wish I had a chance. I feel like I'm doing this a lot worse than you, good sir.
That's, in fairness, these guys don't seem to be making it easy.
Suffer me now. Well, Shag Flack the Mangler, good for you.
Where's the IGN Doom gameplay of Shadow of War? When it comes to the IGN stuff, actually, we're all done. We were in IGN first for the entire month of April, but with the conclusion of April comes the conclusion of the IGN first content for us.
Right. There will be more stuff that we'll be sharing with you. It
Yes.
just won't be IGN specific.
Yep.
His powers, Wraith. I do not understand.
Can you
what is
retreat
happening.
from an assault, or do you have to wait to lose?
I will use
You can
any
retreat.
weapon
Okay, that's a good question, actually. I was like,
I
not,
mean,
not to sound like a cowboy or anything, I was like, but I've never retreated from one of those there.
it's
I've
I mean,
lost
the retreat might be that you die.
Yeah, true.
To be 100% honest, it's like, what do you mean by retreat? All right. Oh, cool. This guy's shield still works when I'm holding him.
At least until they break it.
Yeah, but I need to dominate this guy. I want to get just far enough. One more swing. Cool. Perfect timing.
Oh, it worked. Nice. Okay. I was
Timing!
Thinking, I was thinking one was gonna flank him.
Nah, I had luck.
Uruk's Hollow. Look at all these people. Like, by the way, it makes me really happy to see all this love for Uruk's Hollow.
All right, so this guy. Oh, does he not? Oh, he doesn't have any fears or rages. Oh, well, I mean, he needs to have a fear or get enraged for it to work.
Interesting. What level is he?
He's level 20. So the thing is, we did send a thing at him, so he will hit level 25.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we just won't be able to enrage him to do it also. It's a problem.
Can you have more than one Drake? As many as you can find and dominate.
So especially if you like summon a Drake in and there's like a wild Drake around kind of thing. But I don't really expect there to be like and it's just a military army of just Drakes only, for example.
That would be so cool. Just flying in with like, yeah, I don't know. I imagine just 12 Drakes kind of in like a flying V or something was where it was
Seriously.
going, but I watched too much Mighty Ducks as a kid.
The flying Drake. Alright, hold on, let's go do this arena.
Drake army confirmed. That's the blood.
You. Let me grab another dude. Nope.
Death Knight 126 army of Graugs.
That would be sick.
That would
too.
be awesome.
Hop it off. Don't hurt it too much. Come on, I'm just trying to hug. We're very loving in this house. There we go. Will War Chiefs from Shadow of Mordor be transferable to Shadow of War? Zolo999. No comment. You guys keep asking that question.
Was the full size of the world compared to Shadow of Mordor? Another one that we're actually trying to figure out, like we have a lot more information coming on the open world, but when it comes to
we gotta fear. We gotta fear.
Ah, yes, more guy flies. All right, cool.
More guy flies. All right.
It's because obviously the size of the world, just as in terms of just like the geometry and everything, has grown significantly. But when we also consider the verticality, like the additional changes to the Nemesis system, and like how rich that makes the world with missions, it's significantly larger. But we're trying to come up with a really good answer for you guys, so we actually, you actually know what we're talking about.
Right. Typically, we say in Shadow of Mordor, it really depended on how you played it to beat it time-wise. We typically say it's about three times longer.
Yeah.
Shadow of War, so it's like, however long you like to play Shadow of Mordor, Shadow of War has kind of that, but 3 times longer.
Uruk's Hollow, me versus 21 captains next Tuesday. By the way, I'm really looking forward to that. I saw the GIF. If anyone follows the r Shadow of Mordor subreddit, you often get early looks at the Uruk's Hollow videos, which are awesome. It's difficult to wait for when he teases them. All right, sorry, I'll look back down and then your questions. I apologize. Can you walk around the fortress in the open world? Yeah, absolutely. They're active depending on who's controlling it at the time. You may or may not be a welcome presence, but
right.
You can try and make your way around one of the fortresses.
And you can totally find captains in there too while you're doing that.
Totally.
And then like mess around with those guys, and that's another fun one.
Thanks, Jared, you sexy man.
Let's see.
Zolo999, how did you read my thoughts? That's the weirdest thing.
Will Gollum return? Gollum's on the Shadow of War thing behind us, man. I mean, check at this. We're not talking characters, but Gollum's right there, so.
That was like the most convenient place I could have pointed.
I mean, that was actually pretty perfect.
Are there female arcs? We maintain that they are all female.
Yeah,
that's as far as the plotter is concerned.
That's how we've done it.
Yeah.
Let's see, I'm looking.
Oh no, I played Shadow of Mordor for around 200 hours.
Never ending. All right, let's do an advanced time so that we can recruit.
Can we call in a Drake and a Graug during the same fortress assault? That one's tough to answer because I know that you can definitely make it so there's going to be a wild Drake there, and you can summon a Graug.
There's all you can.
Oh, you can summon both?
If you have to, but it has to be a summonable and then like a siege thing.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So it's like
that's true. Why would you just make the Drake summonable and then just bring a already dominated Graug with you?
Yeah, because you can summon a Graug or you can summon a Drake, and there's also the option of either one.
Yeah.
It's like a setup for attacking. All right, so now that we've gotten that guy going, we're gonna let this guy kill us once. So let me just get I watched all you guys' videos on how to quickly do stuff like this. I never used Shadow Strike or Shadow to move, but now I'm like, it's so useful.
It's really nice, actually. Yeah.
So just like, okay, I can travel across the entire map.
If there's an Caragor around to mount, it works out pretty darn well.
Yeah. Oh, I just realized I'm already here.
Gollum, I thought that was Jeff Sessions.
But
I'm not touching that. I'm leaving that one. I'm gonna read that out loud and laugh at it and realize I shouldn't actually mention that anymore. They're asking you. There's some folks asking you to do the voice.
Oh, the Gollum voice?
You've unleashed your Gollum voice on stream?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that.
What do you guys want me to say? Let's. Do you have anything to start it off, man?
Let's go ahead and just have you. I want to hear if you were Gollum watching yourself in Shadow of Mordor right now, just trying to figure out what Talion's up to in one sentence. Channel the inner Gollum. What is this? What is this strange ranger warping around the land doing? I like seeing ears turn, by the way. 200 hours? Those are rookie numbers. Those numbers need to go up. You need to pump up those numbers.
Right, Master, you're the most powerful that I've seen. Get rid of the stupid ranger. Choose me instead. Gollum.
Dude, that is a very inspired Gollum from Shadow of Mordor. That's outstanding, man. Holy shit.
There we go.
I have chest hairsies.
Right here.
Say nasty ranger, Jimmy Jungle 113.
Master Ranger.
It's good, man. So we also have one of our.
I'm not the only one here.
Yeah, one of our engineers and actually the goalkeeper for our soccer team, Aaron Cooper, also has a remarkably good Gollum. He's been in the video before, so if anyone has been able to track down the very, very unfortunately sparse for right now Monolith YouTube channel, you could probably see it in action.
There you go. So people are aware, what I'm doing right now is I'm setting it up so that we can have a death threat go up against the dude that we're about to go hang out with. And actually, this is the kind of dude that I love having. I loved Berserkers, I loved guys in hoods. Like, it's just the way to play, man.
Yeah. It's just, I always thought it was like the first time I saw one of those guys and they ambushed me. I was like, who are you? Who put you in the game? This is so weird.
Alright, hold on. No.
Did Jared do the voice acting for Gollum? If not, did anyone from Monolith do it? Unfortunately, no and no.
It's I wish I did. Like,
be
I
cool.
would totally love to have that on my LinkedIn and resume. Like, voice actor Gollum.
That would be so cool.
Where's this guy going?
Hello, Andy the Alien. I'm Aslar Poppin. What's up, man? Good to see you from the Discord. Stop telling everyone how I'm an alien. Like, I don't want them to know about all of my interstellar travel. If you could not use those vacation days. Oh, no. Siege Drake confirmed.
Siege Drake.
I mean, Drakes can be there during a siege.
Alright, I got an idea of how to do this. I'm gonna let the guy get some distance on me, and then I'm gonna shadow jump over to him. There we go.
Andy Serkis voicing Gollum in Shadow of War. Nope.
Oh, Karagorgi.
Will there be any herbivores? I don't think so. Like, maybe some of the wildlife, possibly, but I think there's a very active
Go away, cats!
food chain. Yeah, very active food chain in Mordor. How has the wraith stun changed? You can augment it a lot, actually. Like, functionally, at least at the core, it feels very similar to how the one in Shadow of Mordor works. But the one in Shadow of War, you can expand with ice and poison. And I think, can you expand it with
Wraith stun?
Yeah.
So the Wraith stun is actually Celebrimbor uses his hammer now.
Yeah.
And it's freezing.
Yeah.
Actually, that's the it
That's
freezes.
it. My mistake. Yeah.
So there's an ability we
thinking of
do
that,
show
yeah.
where you can freeze a guy and shatter them,
Yeah.
which is epic, and it does like a brutalize kind of thing.
Yeah.
Now we have the death threat on this guy, and so I actually kind of want that guy to kill him.
I know, that guy was pretty cool.
But he's only going to be, he's actually looks like he's being eaten alive right now. Karagorgi. But before we get that guy, we're actually going to do a quick fast travel and get killed once. Fast travel's not available at this time.
Fortresses stock up on captains/war chiefs as time goes on. If you decide to pick off captains one by one, will they be replaced as you do so over time? Says Condor Boy 124. Totally. I mean, the thing is, like, as the fortresses grow in power, there's obviously a need for more war chiefs to actually be present there. And if you're approaching it when you're out in the open world, there's a high likelihood actually that you'll stumble across captains, just because it's kind of a main place where that army in the region is actually getting the work done. That's their base of operations and where they're growing their power. So there's a high likelihood that you're going to stumble across captains when you're going along in there. Will we see baby Karagors? I don't think so.
Death Knight, eat the little Shih Tzus. Is that a Gollum request?
Oh, I think that might eat the little Shih Tzus. Eat the little Shih Tzus.
I'm like, or like Shih Tzu. Like, I don't know. So I'm gonna get killed. This one I'm supposed to get killed for the avenge
it's
thing.
part of the plan. And then when he fights him, no sword.
That's the.
Forgot about that for a second. Yeah.
Me too.
How early in the game will we get the branding ability? Nothing on the story right now. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Unfortunately.
Right after you get your first lightsaber.
Yeah, that's right. Vote spoilers. Says Mace Window. Wow, that was...
Mace Window.
Yeah, that was...
That was actually on the nose
Yeah,
from our Star Wars reference right there. Okay.
Vote spoilers. Talk damn you, says Karagor Rider.
There. Can we brand the ring race or other Witch Queen or Agmar? It's Doni. Branding or dominating is for orcs.
Yeah.
It's for orcs.
Yeah. Because you two have to break their will, and the Nazgul are an entirely different thing from an orc. Lightsabers confirmed.
Oh god. No! Now they know the truest of secrets of the game.
When do I get my double-sided lightsaber? You have to go back and
Guys,
find
I have to
some
leave.
reason for that.
Yeah, we have to leave some things hidden.
Yeah, that's true.
Are you wearing a Star Trek shirt? No, he's wearing a Monolith logo on his shirt.
I am actually, yeah. I
Oh, our dude is actually one of his buddies.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dude, that rules, actually.
Yeah. That's. I'm not gonna activate him though, because I'm supposed to die.
Yeah.
So. Let's see.
When a summoned creature dies, do you need to brand a new one? I believe so. I don't think so, isn't it? Because I think it's actually because it's an ability just based on a cooldown. So
You have to have first, and I think the reason why we have that is you have to get the ability to, like, dominate something first.
Yeah.
Before you can have the ability to summon that something.
Yeah.
So I think that's why it goes in that order. Can I climb up better? Fine, leap to rope. Let's see. When did we get the light whip? I didn't know light whip was a thing in Star Wars. That doesn't make any sense from my
light whip.
understanding of a light whip.
Yeah, it's like I've been playing a lot of Paragon lately, and there's a character that has a whip that is made out of light and that.
Right.
That is remarkably strong. If you play Paragon, you'll know what I'm talking about. But for how long has Andy been working for Monolith? I've actually been here for, oh my God, 6 years next month.
I believe.
Yeah, wow. I have
Wowzers, good
the
man.
very first game I shipped was Gotham City Imposters.
That's crazy.
It was a ton of fun. I mean, every project I've been lucky enough to ship here is so much fun.
That's,
That Messenger Uruk was actually pretty nice, so please let him live.
I'll do my best. What we need to do real quick now is thin the ranks. The guy is scared of more guy flies, and so I don't want to drop flies yet.
My master will
Red
feel
blood,
the
I like
skin
that.
from
That's a
your
good one. Red
soul.
blood, like pink skin, red blood.
Yeah. The Graugs and Drakes in a Fortress Assault know who to attack since they're wild beasts. So if it's a dominated Graug, if it's one you brought with you, it's going to be on your team. And the same goes for a Drake that you summon. However, if there's a wild Drake around there, you actually have to break it like you do the other beasts before you get dominated. So wild Drakes are kind of agents of chaos in a lot of ways. They've
Yeah.
made, in my opinion, some of the coolest looking gameplay that we've had.
Absolutely. All right, so let me get the. I don't know if the right guy's got.
Junson, just played Gotham City Imposters. Thanks, man. Yeah, it was a ton of fun.
I don't think this is the right guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you can put that guy down.
All right, that's what I'm doing.
What's that?
Will there be more content released in May? Asks Garupo. Yes.
Why is he?
You know what? I gotta thin this out.
Can you reveal more details about hard mode?
It's hard.
It's significantly harder, but that's also something I hesitate to talk about right now, just because I know the team is really, really hard at work on a lot of the final polish and balance. So the last thing I want to do is misquote you guys on something, especially like hard mode, because I know the kind of player that's looking for that is looking for specificity, myself included.
Yeah, I'm definitely. So I think an interesting thing is, like, because there's an expanded style of abilities, including for Italian, you would kind of have this worry that it's going to be not hard enough. But the thing is that as we're continuing balancing, in my experiences, there's some pretty challenging people that you go up to fight.
Yeah.
I forgot about this ability. Hold on, I can carve through. What's the? It's both sticks in to unlock the ability. Oh yeah, there, it's going now.
It's just so spam and executes.
Right. Oh, I forgot that's how you do it. Well, my guy down. I need to get killed by the main dude in order for this to work. Oh, that was.
Towards will die. Says Uruk's Hollow. Uruk's Hollow is making a, yeah, he was right. Pretty soon we're going to see Uruk's Hollow say call it again. Dude knows his stuff.
Totally. Alright, so I'm going to just have to start. Damn, this is problematic.
Can you tell us the ending of the game? Jared, tell us about the lightsabers again.
Oh, I think if I want to talk about the end of the game, I truly, really want to talk about how, like, Ben Stiller he stops pretending in living in his own world anymore.
Yeah.
And then he falls in, and then he starts dating the girl that he was interested in. It's really nice.
It's
kind of
nice.
cool.
It's
Yeah.
heartwarming, really.
Really. That's like half of Ben Stiller films out there, isn't it?
No, it kind of is. I was sitting there as you were talking about that, and I was like, which one is he actually talking about? Because that could be a lot. Oh, I'm so hoping for it to do another mass run.
Yeah. So I'll just keep trying. The thing is, I need the actual Overlord War Chief to be the one to kill me, and it's tough to do with this many people.
If we go back, we'll actually find that I got kind of lucky when my guy killed me, because I just happened to be running through and he happened to stab me, and I was like,
seriously. So just to give you guys an understanding of time-wise, we're probably gonna go for like another 23 minutes or so.
yeah, that was fine.
Kind of like that, because I mean, today was the major focus was to be able to hang out, chat, do some rune hunting, because I wanted to show you guys if I was better. I did this yesterday, I had no problem.
It's when the people are watching.
Seriously.
This is. I was surprised that I was actually. I'll be honest with you. I was really surprised I was able to take down my war chief that fast.
Well, I'm glad you were.
All told.
You certainly made me feel a little less impressive.
Where's the high?
I think Death Knight is asking me to say eat the little shih tzus as Gollum, because I see a request repeat.
He's been very patient.
Okay.
Eat the little shitsus. Shitsus.
It's a fun word to say.
I want to hope too that like he holds onto that and makes it like his text message tone or something
Oh,
each time it goes off. Yeah.
Actually, should we thin out or go for War Chief again? I think is a legitimate second question.
That's actually, you know what, chat? Let's just see. I think running the vote will be a little while. Let's just go ahead and say
0 and 1s.
0 and 1s. Yeah, one
right.
is for thinning out the crowd. sorry, pardon me. 0 is for thinning out the crowd. 1 is for just going straight for him.
All right, so for 0, we thin out the crowd a little bit, so we go after someone else to make them help us, so that, or just get rid of them so we can die, interestingly. And 1s, we just go straight again. Commence the thinning.
As long as we bear
It's pretty even right now.
Yeah, and we have enough people now that it's a lot easier to do the vote, like,
It's
through
like
the thing.
It was for a second there. I was like, are they like in a very long-winded way talking to us in binary?
1 1 0 1 0 1 1.
I feel like 1 is just slightly winning.
I can't even tell, man. I'm looking at it.
17. Good job.
17.
We
I
got
like
a
it.
2. 1 0 1 1 0 1.
What do you see, man?
I feel like it was 1. I feel like they want us to go for it.
Okay.
I think they want you to dive in, feet first.
It's simple. We kill the great.
I also want to see, now that we know that we're going to go straight for the war chief, Uruk's Hollow. Given everything you've seen, what's your prediction on how this is all going to go down? Notice me. Done. Mar049.
I like that. Right now, this person's like, oh, damn it, I had a question. So if Shadow War can be modded, there's a chance that we brand Polrod. So I don't think that there's any mods that would exist necessarily. It's not going to be easy. I looked up Shadow War mods, or excuse me, Shadow of Mordor mods a while back, and it's like you could use skins, but it wasn't like Skyrim kind of level, right? Like Skyrim, very different.
And I know too, mods is the sort of thing that, like, you know, the team obviously loves mods. It's a PC house, but it also is like, it's not a small amount of work to make that stuff capable. So usually the stuff that was cool was like when people would put that stuff in, it was like, wow, that's incredible. You were able to decode our engine quite so easily. That's amazing.
Jared will die to the wrong dude again. Says
We'll die to the wrong dude again.
Actually, look who's coming up to fight me.
He's just on his way. He's just perched on the log when he comes up.
Alright, he sees me. He sees me. Can I kill his friend?
Does time advance when you are not playing? No. Only when you advance time or die, I think, as a result.
I'm getting shot. Good shot there, big guy behind.
Say, yeah.
Yes!
Okay, alright. Now we're...
I know, if he ran around the entire way, that would have sucked.
It was just such a cute little hop. Death Knight 126. Notice me now! Notice me now! I'm pretty sure you were going for your caliber over there. I appreciate it.
Notice me now.
Can a fortress be attacked while you aren't playing? No.
Alright, everybody. Can't use my sword.
Can't use his sword.
I hate you.
Thanks, Chad.
I hate you.
Can we throw Uruk's off of the cliff?
Yeah. So Dave32167 is the first rule about Ratbag not to talk about Ratbag, and also the second rule about Ratbag not to talk about Ratbag. Fight Club fan. Can enemies send death threats to you? What an interesting idea.
That's an interesting idea. I don't believe so.
What would happen if you beat them?
Be so cool.
Like, like, do you get a bigger rune? Like they attack you in like an assault group or something?
Yeah, they just like 12 of them show up.
That's a fun idea.
Mara094, why can't you use your sword? We left it up to you guys.
So there was a vote. Chat voted that I wasn't allowed to use my sword in this fight.
Yep.
Which luckily, it's going to be a lot easier now that I get to just, because the guy is scared of Morgai flies, which is what I have to initiate. So if he goes out for a run and is scared of Morgai flies, perfect. I just stab him a bunch with my blade.
Is the water on fleek? Yup.
Let the rat bag flow through you. I like it.
There'd be Karagats and Shadow War. I don't actually, like, the thing is, I know that we've expanded the wildlife so many ways, but I have difficulty remembering just because I know that there's like different versions of routes, for example, based on what region you're in or what the climate is like. And so I'll have to double check on Karagors for you and Karagats for that matter.
Condorboard124, how many Uruks can be on screen active? More than Shadow of Mordor.
Significantly
Significantly more.
more, yeah.
I don't have a direct number for you. That's kind of a tough to just give you. Let's see if I can make some friends, not using a blade.
Armor on Uruks be made of human bones.
I like it, but I don't think so.
There's some very interesting things. Like I wish I didn't have to leave it at just that, but there's some remarkably cool captains in our game that are very inspired by their classes and tribes.
You learned your lesson the last time I killed you.
Alright, so I gotta activate the fear, which is right here. Fear activated. Perfect. Now I can't use Shadow Kill, but I can.
You could do Shadow Strike like a normal one. Oh, that's right, yeah. Just turn him into a pincushion while he's on the ladder. Uh-oh.
He won't get away. I got him. Gore fell.
I heard a blade being used on an archer. Yes, so he can use it on other guys, just not that war chief.
Correct.
For the sake of this challenge. It's kind of fun harkening back to the weapon of choice.
I know, weapon of choice is
a lot of fun.
And strike, which just uses punching.
Yep.
And punching.
Perfect, yes.
I stopped and held my breath for a moment. Oh wait, dominate. Oh wait, no. Oh wait, I'm allowed to kill him this way.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. Let me gain some intel first.
Yeah.
Thank you. Tell me about this guy.
King Conundrum 88. How many hours have you guys played Shadow of War? The thing is, that's a difficult number to come up with just because we've been playing it for like the past, year and change, or at least for as long as Jared's been here, he's been playing it as well. And I don't know, like if I had to just give you a rough number, it'd probably be close to, at this point, 150 to 200 hours, which I know a 50-hour gap is huge, but trying to put it down on paper after a couple years is tough. How about yourself? Like, you've spent a really good amount of time in there. You and Mark both, man. There's a lot of times I walk by your desk and I'm like, that's right, I should take some time to play today.
I honestly, I haven't played as much Shadow of War as Mordor.
Yeah.
Like, that is very much the case. It has been significantly more. I wanted to show off the rune that I just picked up, though. Level 26.
Dude, nice.
So,
well done.
Yeah, so we finally got, so just to feed you guys, because we were talking about weapons and armor and stuff. And so the idea here is what we wanted to demonstrate, similar to Shadow of War, you would death threat, get their fear to happen, you would then kill them. Like specifically, I killed this guy with a wraith kind of kill thing. But if I had, let's say he was on fire in Shadow of War, killing him when he's on fire, like you throw him and he burns to death, then you're likely to get a fire weapon. If he was an epic orc, then you're likely to get the epic ability. If he had a fire weapon and he was an epic orc, you're likely to get a fire weapon that's an epic ability kind of thing. So we wanted to kind of demonstrate that a bit. Ryan Joey 117. No character discussion yet. Oh God, Dave, 1,500 hours on Shadow of Mordor. That's impressive.
Dude, wow.
Let's see, no horses.
There should be a plaque for that. Yeah, no horses in Mordor.
No. Let's see. So we got.
If you only ran Uruks, and if
Actually,
you go to a battle, will there only be Uruks?
I do want to take this opportunity to compare the two. So So this was what we got today. Was the right here. Was the 25% damage versus ranged attacks was what we picked up. So the thing is that this is, as a level 26 one, it takes a base level and then adds on the actual amount. So this could have been one that was like, I don't know, at 10% and then divide by 2%, whatever the actual equation was to get this particular setup. So this is what, like, when you're actually getting runes, you might not want an epic rune because you might want to have the versus ranged attacks versus something like this. A Wraith Flash kill is awesome, but it is slightly different than what you might be looking for.
Yeah.
So, can we ride giant spiders? People keep asking, Ryan Joey, Shelob isn't a character, she's a beast. It's character in the Lord of the Rings movies.
She's been seen.
Yeah.
She's been seen. She is very beastly, though. I will grant him that, yeah.
So, let's see. Is there a level cap for us? I think there is a talent level cap.
I believe so.
Yeah. It's, you unlock everything, so.
I'm trying to, like, I don't know. I can't think of a specific number, also.
I'm gonna dance. So let's take a few more questions, but let's see. I'm trying to think of how I want to finish up because we have about 15 more minutes, or not? Yeah, 15 more minutes that I think, so we can take more questions. Are there 66 Q sets? Don't think 66, good friend. Don't think 66.
Is there a limit to runs, to root? I think that's ruined in Shadow of War because there wasn't Shadow of Mordor. I don't actually know because I know that the thing is, admittedly, even in all the many hundreds of hours I spent playing Shadow of Mordor before it came out, I personally never came up against that limit, and I think that was also a thing where when people started here internally started realizing that there was a rune limit, when people started hitting it, it was like, oh wow, yeah, how about that? Like, people are really into murdering these captains. So I don't know exactly if there's a limit to the number of pieces of gear that can live out in the world, but I also know too, like, if you're going through a fortress assault, for example, at the very end, it'll just put all those in your inventory when you're done, instead of you having to go around and pick up every individual thing. Especially too, because like when you kill the Overlord, it just ends and you don't have a chance to pick up the gear, which you most likely want.
I think it's really cute how that happens, actually.
Sir Spiffy, can I bring you some tea? Do I sound raspy? Yeah.
So I figured I'd just fight a guy while we're chilling. I've got 99 problems, but a war chief ain't one. Alright, taking dudes out. I'm really happy that one of the abilities I grabbed was the fire, like when you brand, or when you do a, what is it called, a counter. God, words.
There's a chance to catch him on fire.
Yeah, I think that's a very cool one.
When you were like, dude, read that, I was like, yeah, that's, wow, how come that's one I haven't used before?
I mean, it's such a fun one.
Really cool,
Making my friends.
What's the difference between a castle, citadel, and fortress? So we've got a lot of different names, basically just for the progression of the fortresses as they grow in strength, and it really just speaks to exactly the point they're in that progression.
So like, one of the things of the progression that you'd see, for example, is the ability to upgrade more defenses on your
Certainly, yeah.
fortress.
Put more war chiefs in there so you can actually have a stronger defense, have more options in your defenses as well is pretty nice, because having...
Look at all these humans.
They're doing pretty well here in Mordor right
Hold on,
now.
one sec. Look at all these humans.
Look at all these only humans who aren't falling over themselves in terror at this wraith beast going around murdering everything within a 100-mile radius.
It's the Corgi Brimbor.
Boy, these orcs really picked the wrong assignment.
I've never done this many Shadow Strikes all at once. I'm kind of having a good time.
It's kind of cool, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, this is nice. Oh, he's, apparently I couldn't Shadow Strike through the fire.
Still a two, that may have been it.
Hold on.
I think you have to throw him into it. Italian seems to be averse to fire, which with hair that long, I can certainly understand.
Defend my next trick.
No one ever taught these orcs to stop, drop, and roll.
Oh, that guy.
Did he survive that?
Yeah, apparently they don't need to.
Good for him.
You win. You get to be part of my army now. So, will there be any Middle Earth games after Shadow of War? Israel, what? I don't know.
Gotta hope so. Yeah.
We don't have anything to talk about. Like, I hope games exist after this one. So yeah.
We need to ship this one first before we start thinking about that.
Yeah. Can you share info in the HUD? What do you mean by that? Like, SJ Kiddlemek, do you mean like what's on the HUD? We've had a lot of gameplay videos from IGN shows what's on the HUD.
Yeah.
And if you mean like removing stuff, I don't have any information for that on that one right now.
Yeah, like I know that when it comes to providing you guys the options that you want just to play the game in the way that you most enjoy, especially for the PC audience who really wants to make sure they can go in and tinker with stuff, yeah, this is a team that's well aware of that. I think too, something like in Shadow of Mordor, we did a lot of those options as well, which really, I think, helped make it the best PC version it could be.
Side thing that two things that I've always liked about this game.
Yeah.
That I think, or is just funny. One is turning around. So if you push in the direction of where you're facing, he immediately starts to walk, and it takes a little like moment for him to lean forward. So you'll watch and leans and then goes.
Yeah.
If I'm turning around, he has to turn and then he makes his move.
Yeah.
So that was something that I think animation-wise was just an interesting like.
Yeah, putting some real momentum on the character.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but here's an interesting. If I press A and then turn around, it's significantly faster, and it's like it feels heavy.
Yeah.
Which is always impressive because it's like how do you create feeling in a virtual reality kind of
Certainly.
thing?
You know, that's actually kind of cool. Like I would remember listening to one of our mocap technicians, Jim Gentile. Sorry, Jim. If you're watching and I butchered your name in front of everyone, but he would always talk about how when they were capturing different mocap, how there was actually a lot of dedication to making sure that it was like the motion and action and weight really carried through. So like he's worked on a ton of games, and I think it was Mortal Kombat. He was talking about how when there was someone on the ground and someone kicks them, they would actually have the mocap actor like kick a dummy, so that way they were actually really putting their weight into something, so it didn't just look like a guy kicking in the air, but like it was clear that there was momentum and strength, and it was something that would hurt an awful lot as opposed to just removing 4% from your health bar at that particular time.
It's on Mortal Kombat. That's
Yeah,
really cool.
dude, oh man, Jim's been around just like on all sorts of projects. He's got so many cool stories.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'd say. Like the art of animation, Jared. Edited copycat, yes. So actually, the psychology of gaming is something that comes up a lot for streaming as well. A perfect example of this is if we take it like what it feels like. Like let's take even voting, for example, as a moment of engagement on a stream, or talking to me this way is an opportunity for you to say, I am now active. Something just happened. I think I just got shot by an arrow.
Yeah, someone's.
Oh, here it comes.
There he is.
There it is. Is that there's that active feedback, and that's something that exists in gaming and on stream. When you talk to me, there's an active feedback response. In the game, there's an experience of feedback. One very common way is the vibration of a controller. But another kind of common way is, like, if I swing my sword at this guy, it feels like it's very smooth, right? It goes through him, but there's these moments where the camera slows down, you see me lifting up and slicing, that actually gains this moment of like, oh, that feels heavy.
Yeah.
But because it's an action game as opposed to like Dark Souls or something like that, you have like the moment that I'm starting to swing, I can like immediately turn into a dodge and interrupt. Versus in Dark Souls, you start swinging, you have to finish it.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But there are things in this game that are similar to Dark Souls. When like you're countering, you have to be prepared for a second counter. Otherwise, you'll still get hit.
You know, it's actually kind of interesting that you make that comparison, because one thing I feel a lot when I'm playing Shadow of War is like fighting an Overlord is like a little bit Dark Soulsy just due to the inherent challenge of that fight.
Yeah.
Like, because they're not easy, you know. Like again, like I feel pretty confident in my ability to take down a captain in Shadow of Mordor, but like they are far more intricate and interesting to actually try and take down in Shadow of War, especially when you've got someone who became a war chief. Like that's not for no reason. But it's also like this aspect where I feel like I'm a general in a real-time strategy game, you know, because like there's just so much happening in Fortress Assault, and there's like really, really clear directed or like really clear victory points and everything for you to actually push towards. That it's just cool, kind of actually feeling like you're, I don't know, just like one of the units on the field, just remarkably strong, kind of like in Dynasty Warriors, I suppose, in some ways.
I actually did play a lot of Dynasty, so. Gravewalker 86. Why do everybody keep asking how many sets there are? We've said there's not 66. Oh, 69 was the question. Sorry, is that another reference to that? Yes, the Viking, I was straight up just shadow, not using the shadow kill one, but using the shadow punch one and just jumping between orcs and hitting them repeatedly. Shadow of Mordor replaced Shadow of Mordor. Shadow of Mordor is what I literally just said. That was from Jim Sterling's thing, it made me laugh. Back alley beatdown. Do you have to go out into the world and find your followers to give a command? No. Sergeant Ryder. Actually, no, you can do it. That's a change.
Yeah.
That's actually, and that's something I'm not too worried about mentioning.
Yeah.
I went to the Balrads playing Shadow of War. I love the way you spelled Balrog.
Can we expect the PC port to be just as good as Shadow of Mordor, as the same team? So I will say, when it comes to the word port, we don't even say that around here. Like, it is a full-fledged, great version. You know, the thing is, every single version of the game that we put out, we feel incredibly lucky to have this internal technology team. And so every single piece of hardware we put the game on, we can really make sure we get the most out of that platform. So, yeah, we really care a hell of a lot about the PC. It's where Monolith was born, so.
Yeah, and so that's something that I can understand people worry about when there's consoles and that kind of. Sometimes there has been cases where it didn't work out. Yeah. At least like. Where's Corgi Brimbor? I forgot to include Corgi Brimbor, which in the fan art there's an incredible, absolutely incredible.
I saw that.
It's actually my cell phone background right now. I am in love with that incredible Corgi Brimbor. It was Felix the something was the name of the artist. It was absolutely awesome. Best Olog, quadruple amputee, and a mute. I guess it could be the best one, and only if it's Harry too, though.
Monolith Live. Which system do you guys test on? Yeah, across the studio, it's all of them, honestly. Yeah. Like, I personally play on a PC just because dev kits are incredibly important to the entire team, and they're not, we can't just walk down to the store and buy a dev kit, unfortunately. And so when it comes to, like, the Xbox and the PlayStation dev kits, unless there's, like, an abundance or a spare or something, I usually just spend my time playing on the PC, and I just roll down the latest version that day.
That's the way. And so the line latest version, just so you guys are aware, so the way that an internal company works, is that something that we can really talk about too much?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to game development, there's certainly always, like, it's always a work in progress. Right. And so each day, obviously, as the team continues to put more work in, as more changes are made, as files are altered, then we have the ability to go kind of to a central server and actually get the latest version of the game as it stands at any given moment.
I'm having too much fun just messing with the orcs.
Oh no, sorry, I was just reading chat. Deaf orcs. I don't think they're deaf orcs.
What? Sorry, bad jokes. I'm slowly stabbing this guy as opposed to fast shanks. Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Let's see. Will you be at PAX West, says Fritty Tail Chaser. Hey, it's nice to see you here. Fritty Tail Chaser often hosts us, which is pretty cool. Oh, Pigdog just died.
Caragors have a way of doing that.
Yeah, I know for me personally,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to PAX West.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm necessarily there as Jared Gotcha Rabago or just Jared that time, but we'll have that go. Junson TV is sharing it. Hold on, I'm actually gonna. I'm gonna pop this. Oh wait. Let's see. How can I do that quickly? I was thinking maybe we can put it up there to have it happen quick, but it's.
It's so good.
Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can put this behind us real quick.
Oh, it's so good, you guys. I really hope everyone clicks on that link.
All right, I'm gonna bring us back to our host situation. Hey, everybody, look at us. Big. I'm gonna add this real quick behind us because it's just pretty. It's just a fun one.
It's so good.
Let's see. Quick image ad and pictures. So thank you very much to the incredible individual who made this. It's now my background on my computer and my background on. There we go. There we go. Look at that.
Isn't that? It's like if that doesn't brighten your day, you've got to be dead on the inside.
Man.
You've got to be.
Let's make it a little smaller. There we go. Now you guys can kind of see it all. Look at this. Look. Now we're in front of it. Yay!
Oh my god.
It's so cool. It's like we're here.
It's not a green piece of fabric at all.
Wow. Anyway, this is I love this. The thing is, so on a personal note, like this comes directly from streams, like stream culture. It's who we are as a stream, as a chat. And it's a total joy the fact that you guys have gotten involved and we started to develop things like this that is now part of us and our culture.
Yeah.
Like, so it's something that is a total joy to see.
I think the carrot corgi surprised us all.
Oh man.
Or corgi Brimbor as well.
Corgi, I mean the combo
true,
is beautiful. Once again, I'm gonna put this in front of us again because it's just so cool. Look, I'm still here. Hi.
Oh wait, yeah, there we go, right away.
So anyway, lovely dudes. So it's good to have you guys here. Let's take a couple more questions and then we'll get out of here because it's 3:30, and so it's basically time to head out. That is beautiful, very nice. Let's see. I like the color. It is such a brightly used. I really liked it. It was so happy.
Yeah.
Which is like Shadow of Mordor is we've got it's the kind of a dark telling.
It's pretty lighthearted. Oh yeah, totally. That's not good. Yeah, it's such a lighthearted romp through the wild.
As is this. Sorry, I forgot we're reversed, so I have to use my right arm to do that. So anyway, it's awesome. Let's see. Can a player infiltrate a fortress to take down the overlord, or is it a siege only option? Dave, it is a siege option. You don't go into there's actually a door when you go into the overlord's place, and you can't knock on it and he'll open. You have to take your army and they help you break it down.
Yeah, you have to take care of all of his warlords first before you even think about letting anyone in or handling it on his own.
Right. You can walk into the fortress, but there's a physical door in between the overlord and you in their throne room.
Yep.
Is Jared really on the left instead of the right? To ruin your guys' things, I am on the left side of the point from the point of view of the camera. On the screen, I am on the right side. Yes, I know, it is terrifying.
It weirds us out too, for what it's worth.
I mean, because you want to point at something with your left hand, and you're like, oh shoot, right.
Shoot it.
So.
Do friendships with orcs, deep friendships with orcs in Shadow of War? I mean, you spend a lot of time with them, so.
It's really how you yourself relate to an orc, because for example, when you fighting Shadow of Mordor orcs that are your nemesis, it's like you develop almost a love and care for the guys you hate. In a way. I mean, if for some people that's bigger for others. Like I still remember Ukbook because it was so funny and really related to Ukbook, but that's also I make connections quickly. So
yeah,
so me personal.
What's the most satisfying kill or branding in Shadow of War, and how'd you pull it off? It's weird because when I read that, it was like my mind just kind of started going wild with all the different insane kills I've ended up witnessing. I really have difficulty having one come to mind. All right, we'll think on it. We'll think on it because having us just sit around here looking is maybe not the best.
The best time to come into the stream, right? This is what the stream is just. Like the people who just showed up for the first time just now. That's what their experience is. Oh man. Chimichanga 1133. Do tribes have rivalries? Some tribes hate other tribes, and some tribes like other tribes. So there is a connection to that. Yeah. Let's see. Plans to play as an Uruk in the next Shadow of War game. Conch.
We're still shipping this one.
Yeah, no idea.
There's still stuff we can't talk about for this one. Yeah. So.
Will there be any beta test for those who pre-order the game? Wolvetta. There's no plans for that.
Yeah.
It's I mean. We use the term beta internally sometimes, but it's still all the alpha.
Well, it's for us. Alpha is, I believe, when it's in development and it's not content locked. Basically, like
Right.
they can still add new features when it's in alpha, and then internally when it's in beta is when they decided, okay, this is the
Right.
game we're going to make. Let's add to the pieces we have and polish everything we've got. And so
we're content locked now.
Yeah.
So core content complete, but we're polishing everything. So internally we're calling it a beta. But yeah, now we're just making everything work.
does each map have a different size? Each map is considerably different. Like each region is really significantly different from each one.
Different height, different width. I mean,
Different
there's
weather altogether,
weather.
different creatures you're going to come across them based on the overlord who's got the fortress in entirely different regions
man.
and missions.
The fact that you can have the Marauder tribe and have like a noonday sun,
Yeah.
or you can choose like the Dark tribe and have it be all like dark and stormy,
Ominous,
and
yeah, totally.
ominous. Like, so this is if whoever you put as your overlord changes the weather of the region.
Yeah.
So that's what. So I personally like Marauders and I also like Noonday Sun. So I'm all stoked about
Works
that.
out great, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Shadow Hunter 964. That's a questions on this game is all we can do right now. Like we are 100% focused on this. This is like asking you, are you ready for your next the final when you're studying for the midterm? It's like
It's like I haven't passed this one yet, man. What are you?
yeah.
When's the next live stream? So we're gonna be dark next week because we're out of town.
Yeah.
We're gonna do our best to stream the week after, but we'll obviously make sure you guys are kept in the know.
Right. So fingers crossed that May 26th we'll have a stream. If not, next week. So
Yes, we're very hopeful to see you guys on May 26th.
there's gonna be a week break, maybe two. We're really working to have something on the 26th though.
Mhm.
Like that's an active thing that I've been and Andy and all of us have been working on. So let's see. What can we talk about with the Outcast and Slaughter tribes? Well, that's DLC, so not anything really right now. Sorry, the Mammoth Gang. Captain Kirk, is there a KD ratio stat? I actually might have an org.
I don't actually know, admittedly, because I know that obviously like the stat tracking.
We're tracking a lot more stats now, though.
Yeah, totally. And
I don't know.
This is one of those tough things where it's like, again, the team's still making it. I know that there's obviously a desire to give you guys a stat screen so you can really track everything down. But in terms of exactly what stats are in there,
Right.
I don't know if there's a KDR. It would be really interesting though, like 450 to 1 or whatever.
That would be pretty funny. Yeah, it's like I'm great, guys. If only it was my COD KDR.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
oh man, I'm more of a Battlefield player, so
Yeah, same actually, admittedly.
Let's see. Saw a question. Where are we going? Business trip.
Top secret.
Top secret business trip. We've actually talked about it a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah,
It's nothing insane, but you know,
Right.
obviously there's nothing we can talk about in regards to it, but we are excited about it.
PS4 Killer O. Any new gameplay? We can't really tell you about like what new stuff is coming. There will be new gameplay coming, but I can't tell you when. It's just like calendars. Can't tell you the internal calendars.
Yeah, that's the tough part.
Yeah. Let's see. Zolo999. When you say no comment, does that mean yes, but we're trying to keep it a secret? So I actually want to give you guys a little bit about what no comment can be, because no comment is an answer and one that can be read into. It can mean one of three major things. No. It's a secret, but we're not talking about it. Not necessarily in the way that you're asking. It's generally the three kind of ones. So if you were like, can we fly into space and fight anarchists of alien races? I don't know, something weird. And I go, no comment. That's a no. That's no. Like, but if it was something where you go, you know, but it changes kind of thing.
Yeah, it's also too the reality of just working on software is that, to Jared's point, like it can change kind of at any time, and so we like the last thing we want to do is misrepresent the team's work to you guys.
Thomas2904. When you conquer a fortress, does your army level drop? It depends on who died.
Yep.
That's an important part. If a bunch of guys died during the assault, yeah. Also, the fortress you're attacking, assuming they lost people, their army levels would drop too.
Yeah.
So it's actually something where you both whittle yourselves down, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Luke Zach. So no comment. I like it. Let's see.
Is there a battle ram? You've got living battering rams in the O-logs. Alien Mordor confirmed.
Down the street to talk to Xbox about Project Scorpio from Ryan Joy 117. I don't have anything to talk about it with it. There are actually articles about it from our head, who's our stuff. So I mean, find those. Those are pretty funny though.
It's shoot, we're at 3:38.
Oh,
it is about time. I think.
All right, one more for each of us, maybe.
I can do that. Yeah, let's rock it.
Let's see. Dave, that's not a question.
Sea battles. I won't count it, but no, I don't think so. Like, I mean, we spend so much time in the regions, and I don't actually know.
I don't think there's any CN things that are happening like that. Legit, who are you both? So that you guys don't have to use up a question with that.
Yes.
There you go.
So, as a brief refresher, I'm Andy. I'm the community manager. I've been
You're
here for 6
using
years.
up a question for that.
I'm not using up a question. I'm just doing a quick refresher. And Jared's the handsome man you guys have been spending so much time with, so I don't think he needs any more introduction.
Thank you. All right, let's see. Do you have to defeat the war chief defending the gate to break through? OS 3003. There are certain objectives that you have to do in order for the overlord to be taken out. And it's not necessarily defeat the war chief, but it's definitely clearing everything out.
Mm-hmm.
So it is something where you have to fulfill every, well, you know, they're basically objectives, but victory points is what we call them when you're actually, you have to fill all those ones out and clear them up to the satisfactory amount that, yes, the door is able to be knocked down.
Yep.
And one of the things is like, so if a guy runs away, if is one of the things too. So it's like war chief runs or gets killed or dominated is another one.
Yeah.
So that's a good question.
Yeah. When you move to a new region, do you have to build your army up, or does it get reset every time? No, I mean each army you have is just present in that region. So if you're controlling some captains within the area, obviously based on the Nemesis missions that are going to be present there, kind of like the archer that I got so attached to most recently here ran off and died on his own. There's always that chance that could happen, but also you need to make sure that your fortress is stocked up on the strongest warlords and overlord you can get your hands on, because Sauron is the kind of guy that likes to go to war.
Someone said, "Where is Gotcha?" I just pointed it. I guess he meant in the name tag though, specifically.
Oh. He has it like tattooed across his chest as well.
Pop, pop, pop.
Like, yeah, it's just
all the buttons popping off. Let's see. So I think I saw one thing actually related to that question. I wanted.
Yeah.
So were you? Maybe this was your question or part of it too to expand, and this will be the last bit, which is if I do a bunch of stuff in like Saragost, and then I go to another region, the orcs of Saragost don't trundle along with you.
Certainly.
Every single location has their own army screen and orc hierarchy kind of thing. So I do believe that, so there are ways to send orcs back and forth, and there are also, I think, bodyguard, you can actually transfer them over.
Yeah.
But that's something that internally has changed back and forth, to be honest.
Yeah.
So it's, and it's part of the balance thing again, because there's this one argument, it's like, oh, I love this guy, and the second argument is like, wow, he's actually, some levels, like sometimes when you leave a region, the next region has a higher level, because it's progressing you through the game and keeping it balanced. So your orc bodyguard's actually not as good as the next guy you might want to get.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's
cool.
it.
That's it. That's it for us today.
Cool. So once again, thank you guys. You're awesome. Total joy. 1 week break because we have a biz trip that we're going to be running off and doing.
Yep.
And we'll let you know if we're streaming May 26th. You'll hear about it for sure if we are. And if not, then we'll make sure that information gets out as well. And the only reason why it's an maybe, maybe not is because we are going to be coming back in like the middle of the week after just straight working for like 10 days.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I won't have planned anything. So that's kind of the major big reason. So anyway, we'll see though, because I'm trying to do plans now to see if we can make it happen. But if not, we'll see you guys on the following week. And then E3 is coming up super fast.
E3 is coming up.
Woo!
We are very excited for E3.
That's going to be fun.
We're very excited for E3.
All right, lovely people. So people will be putting the forum links in the chat now. Thank you very much, Mods, for putting forum links in there.
Thanks, Mods.
That is awesome. And yeah, I think that sounds pretty legit. Love you all. See you later. Bye. Oh man, that was a weird waving. I was waving at the screen over here.
It's like,
you guys live in
bye,
there.
Chat.
Hi.
I mean.
Hi. Bye.